Hi, I'm Jason.
I'm Dan.
And we're from Superbeing, and you're watching 24hourspodcast.com.
T-minus 4, 3, 2, 1. Following is a 24 Hours podcast.
Jason and Dan from Superbeing. First of all, give us a little history of where you guys met, how the band got formed.
Started 2001-ish. I had left a band that I was in previously, put ads in the Georgia Strait looking for new members. It was actually just a recording project at the time, and once the members came in, they could stay if they liked the project, or they could go. It was and Dan was basically one of the first guys that I met, and it clicked immediately as soon as we got together. It was just.
Now, it clicked musically. Did it click as a songwriting team as well?
We didn't actually start songwriting together right away because he pretty much had the album already done, the very first Superbeing record. So, which was perfect. It was very no pressure, no egos. Getting along with egos takes some time to start songwriting right off the bat can sometimes be tricky. By the time we were actually writing together, we had a relationship and it was a good one, and the chemistry and all that stuff was already in place, so it worked out good.
How does a songwriting duo put a piece of music together? Like, who is it? Usually a lyric first, or is it sometimes a melody first and then you just kind of meet in the middle?
It depends on who the writer is. Some people write their lyrics first, some people write their music melodies first. I tend to write, I always write my music first, and then sometimes depends on the type of song. I'll be humming a melody on a trip or something, and then I'll incorporate it into music later. But generally it's the music, and then if I've got an idea, like a lot of the time I'll bring it to Dan, and then we'll just sit down with the one idea, and then kind of it grows from there. But
The CFOX Seeds thing has opened doors at other radio stations. It's the profile that it gives a band when you're looking for other things, whether it's management or agency deal or any number of things. Every time you can throw in that, a radio station with the reputation of CFOX is playing your songs, it immediately gives a sort of a credibility to what you're doing. And the same people that would say thanks and put it in a shelf with the 100 other bands that they've gotten submissions from that day, they're now taking it out and putting it in their player and giving it a listen and liking what they hear. So
is the ultimate goal to strike a deal? Because, a lot of times is it not better for a band to be an independent versus be stuck on a label where you're one of just any number of bands out there?
The goal is to make a living in music, and however you have to do that, whether it's a record deal or we write songs that we love to write and love to listen to, and we love performing, and however we have to achieve making a living doing it, that's the route we'll go. And it's not always a record deal these days either. There's independent bands that are doing remarkably well with the internet being what it is, and if you promote yourself properly and you put the hours in, it's amazing what you can do independently.
Well, let's speak of the internet. Are you happy with the success that a band can achieve, say, via a MySpace page, something like that?
it's something that we utilize every single day now. It's ever since we first got involved in it. Like at first we really didn't utilize it as well as we should have when it first came out. But as soon as we actually got involved in doing it, now it's become a complete addiction, because number one, you can keep in such close contact with your fans, because you see the pictures of each person, so you know who it is. They can see you, so they know who they're talking to, and it's brought us at such an easier avenue to achieve getting fans and getting people, because they can listen to the music right there. You can talk to them almost immediately. As soon as, like if you're going to a city, like this is one good thing we use it for, is when we're going to a certain city, say if it's Edmonton, we spend a month on MySpace searching for people from each city. I mean, if we're on tour doing 5 or 6 shows or something, we'll do all the cities, but and it works fantastic. And it's not just about saying like, hey, come check out our band. It's about establishing a relationship with these people so that they know that we generally care about people coming to listen to our music. And that's where the difference between Superbeing and a lot of other bands is we generally want people to come to our space to meet us and talk with us, and we're not just trying to use them.
Do you guys have any long-term goals? Like if we have this conversation 5 years from now, where do you see yourself, or where ideally do you see yourself?
on the road, first of all, probably. Long-term goals are we just want to keep making music. We're very keen on the music industry in general. Like, I have a keen interest in developing other bands, as I'm sure Jay would say as well. We've dabbled a bit in producing. I mean, not to say that the focus isn't on our Superbeing careers at the moment, because we believe we can make it as performers, and that's 100% where our heart is. But I just love the music industry, and it's kind of a love-hate relationship, I suppose you could say, but I just want to be in this industry and succeed in this industry.
It's kind of a natural progression too, right? Once you get to that point where you make it as a musician, you want to keep expanding your being and move into other facets of the industry, whether it's producing or recording or anything, just to keep yourself busy in music, and then working with other bands like Dan especially has been. It's just enjoyable. It keeps you working in music when you're not doing your own music. That's so.
And we've made pretty much every mistake there is to make along the way, probably, as almost every band will tell you. So to have the chance to help a band skip a few mistakes along the way, the way that we see things now is so much different than the way that we saw things back, 5 years ago when we started. Now we know, and to be able to pass that along to someone, and you get a band that's really receptive to that information, and you see them actually, developing faster than they might normally, it's pretty trippy to be able to help people out that way.
Well, I'm just one person, but in my opinion, I think this is a solid record. I think you guys have got a really good concept here, and much success to you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
24hours.ca